Hello. When we go for any process improvement or any big project, are we not doing the feasibility study for that particular work, or the diagnosis of a particular problem which we are facing, let's say in our body, in our life, in our things? Similarly, when we are using SAP and we know that some of the points, some of the expectations, some of the requirements are not getting addressed through SAP system. For example, the contribution reporting, the costing process, cost sheet, cost audit reporting. So there are many such points if it is not getting addressed, and when you want to address those requirements from your SAP system, don't you think that you should go for a feasibility study of that kind of system of your process requirement? And as per that feasibility study, then it is easy for you to take a call whether that requirement can be really addressed through configuration change or for the process change. Yes, you heard it right. Sometimes some of the requirements cannot be addressed only by configuration change, but for some of the requirements you have to go and take some process change things also. So all those things, all those diagnoses, all the existing requirement, recommendations, things, and small points are which are basically important for the success of that particular project is being carved out and listed in the part of the diagnosis report. Yes, you heard it right. We are going to help you and going to give you a solution wherein the complete diagnosis of your system in terms of the process, in terms of the costing, in terms of the SAP, in terms of the other challenges, all that 4 items we are going to cover in this diagnosis report. On top of that, we are going to recommend that what is the right approach for that particular problem, not only from the SAP side but from the business side, from the costing side, and from the process side as well. All these things will be bundled in one report and will be given to you on a point by point manner. If you want to understand if the requirement of, let's say, the valuation of inventory, why we are not able to use the valuation of inventory from the SAP system, why we are not able to use the contribution reporting from the SAP system, why we are not able to absorb my total cost of production in this my costing, why my actual cost is differ from my standard cost. All those points can be answered in a crisp manner and in a specific things, that why it is required, why it is not required. Everything will be covered in that particular diagnosis report, and we can complete this diagnosis report study within max 2 weeks, and this study will give lot of impact, lot of process change, lot of help for you. Now let's see what kind of important information is required and what kind of deliverables are there for our this diagnosis study. First of all, why is it required? So first, to recognize the issues and fix the gaps in the system. So in this diagnosis study, as I have explained, we are going to cover the current processes, gaps, impact of that gap, expectation of business, recommendations, benefits of that particular recommendations or the impact if that is being corrected in the system, process change if any required, and on a scale of high, medium or very high, how we can rate that from the business side. So all these things will be given to you on a point by point manner. Now the sample list of gaps. So as per our experience, we have done this type of diagnosis study for more than 100 different organizations, and according to our experience, what are the common gaps we normally find and the process or the kind of recommendations we normally give for those gaps. So let's see that. So daily production and consumption in SAP sometimes is not very easily reportable or not easily gettable in the system. Okay, valuation of inventory, contribution reports normally being prepared manually. So how to do that in SAP? What is the problem statement? What are the recommendations? Bank reconciliations and bank book, cost of goods sold reconciliation with cost of goods manufactured, under and over absorption of cost, balance sheet and profit and loss, if it is being prepared manually, how can we automate that in SAP? All those points are normally raised and come out during our system study and diagnosis of the process study for the system. There can be many more points. These are just points which normally be there for you when we do this diagnosis study. Some new points can come up, and let me tell you, when we do this diagnosis study, out of 10, if 1 point is of use, then the entire benefit of the diagnosis study can be measured maybe 100 times the cost which you will be spending in this diagnosis study. Now let's see the observation list and the report which we are going to prepare. This is the one template, a format for 1 point out of the whole point which we are going to take out of the diagnosis study, wherein we will be highlighting the current process, impact, expectation, recommendations, benefits, the scale of high, low, and the timeline in which we need to address that. So with all these things, you will be getting a complete report for all such points. Normally, as per my experience, in any of the organization, when we go for diagnosis study, minimum 15 to 20 critical points are coming, and those critical points are always very helpful when the top management see and take right action for them. So under this, our deliverables are all my minutes of meetings and the final report which we will be preparing. So under this report, we will be having a 2-step. When we prepare the report, we will share with you as a pre-read, and after that pre-read, we will further change as per the recommendation and feedback from you, and then we will be also helping you to present this report to the senior management of the organization. So this is the complete engagement we cover in 2 to 3 weeks time, depending on the size and the scope of the things for your organization. So if you need inquiries, help, please contact us in the given number and in the given email ID. Thank you.